Finally, it's all broken down because no one explains this right. You shouldn't have to spend months of research for baby stuff to just get it wrong. I have everything for you in a quick, smart breakdown so that you can make your best list and not someone else's. This is the Breakdown series, Pacifier Edition. I thought the pacifier would be the easiest to start with. It's the smallest, and yet it is the most over engineered, overcomplicated item in your entire baby registry. Now that I've said that, I'm Amberly, stay at home mom, 4 under 4, looking to have baby number 5, rebuilding a baby registry from scratch to get it right because I've gotten it wrong, expensive wrong, multiple times over. But this sucker will not rule your life. We will find the boss level baby pacifier for us both. Everyone swears they're giving the must haves, best ofs, regrets, and we appreciate the work. I feel like they are not fully reading this bedtime story the way you and I would like it. We want the full picture, the text, multiple whys, annoyingly so that we understand why we're making the choice and decisions they're asking us to. Here's how I'm breaking it down to you: the information, the insights, and the impact. What's the real world? How does it translate into our reality? Finally, you're going to get an 8 decision summary to figure out in less than 10 minutes. That way, you lock it in with the right pacifier for you. Disclaimer: the baby may choose, it may pick its Pokemon, and there's nothing you can do about it. Or no Pokemon at all. That happens too. Which makes me want to mention that this video may not be for you if you want to keep it natural, avoid nipple confusion altogether. Here's your one line of history when it comes to pacifier. They've been around for a very, very long time. But who are the pacifier experts? If you were to think rationally, it should be the pediatrician, the orthodontist, and yet they're not the ones making the pacifiers. The big companies are. Okay, these are your decision points: the material, the nipple shape, the shield, construction, aesthetics, cost, availability, lifestyle. The bulk of it's going to come down to the first 4. Your material. You got silicone, rubber, and plastic. Silicone makes about 80% of what you're going to find out there. Rubber is 19% and less than 1% is plastic. But because a lot of that's phased out, I'm not going to talk much about the plastic. Silicone, it is durable, easy to clean, hypoallergenic. Rubber, it's natural, naturally made, soft, but latex based. So if you're concerned about allergies, that's something to be aware of. Silicone has different grades of quality: food grade, medical grade, or just basic silicone. What's the insight? What matters in this world of material? All these are considered microplastics. Recent studies have shown that all these materials are considered microplastics and therefore can release nanoparticles. How they're released is high heat, chronic use, and duration. Be mindful of that when using any pacifier. And impact. What's the real world information you would want to know? Silicone smells. Less so with quality, but it smells like chemicals. Rubber disintegrates faster. Does not mean rubber doesn't disintegrate, but it definitely disintegrates faster. Ultimately, the choice is how you feel about what your baby's exposed to. Above all, if you choose any pacifier, the main benefit is to help minimize or reduce the incidence of SIDS, as that has been found, and to keep that cute, precious, bruising baby happy. Next up is shape of the nipple. And we're sticking to 3 names because this nonsense of ridiculous names is not necessary. We have the orthodontic, symmetrical, and round. The orthodontic looks like a triangle, the symmetrical like a rectangle, and round looks like a circle. I hope that helps because if you see any of these stupid names applied everywhere, that is wrong. And that leads me to the insights. There are many packages that will claim orthodontic and not be orthodontic. So please use your eyeballs and know orthodontic is triangular shape, symmetrical is rectangular shape, and the round is circular shape. Now, what's the real world impact for nipple shape? Let's bring up studies. Do not be hearing the fear and alarm about development of your child's mouth. It is proven through chronic, long-term use of a baby enjoying that pacifier a little too much over the age of 2 or 3. With this said, Just monitor and moderation. Next decision point, the shield. This is just the holding part, the part that goes over the mouth. You want to be sure there are holes and enough breathing room for those chunkier cheeks that you may find with some babies. Insight here is that it's a law. All pacifiers must have holes. You may disagree with how much or how little holes, but there are holes. The impact is the fact that there is no one uniform sizing for pacifiers. Your best bet is to look for the company that can have range, multiple sizes for the one specific pacifier, so that if your child is gravitated to one type, you know, change sizes as they grow up. Next decision point, construction. This means one piece or multi-piece. The one piece is done in one mold, one standard operation, nothing complicated, nothing fancy. Multi-piece has a few little sprinkle of magic for your enjoyment. What's the insight? One piece construction, the less crevices it has, the better to not trap mold, to not make it difficult to clean, to not have anything disgusting hiding in little corners. The multi-piece, you will do the same work, but there's the added risk of things falling apart. If the nipple is separated from the base, it could come off. If the handle is connected to the shield, it could come off. Those things matter if they are important to you and you will not be able to monitor it. Brings me to the impact. In real world terms, the multi-piece are the prettier designs. If the aesthetics and the glow in the dark, clip, handle, lovey, all tickles your fancy, you should be able to choose that. Your next decision, aesthetics and accessories. I touched on it a little bit due to the construction, but overall, the lay of the land is that you got a lot of options. Glow in the dark, the handle, the finger insert. I know it's a weird name. Multiple colors, clips, the gift sets, the packaging, a sterilization box, the list goes on and on. What is the insight? The insight is that you can stick to basic, tried and true pacifier, or you can make this fun baby adventure yours. What's the impact? And it comes to a few items that I will touch on. Take, for instance, glow in the dark. That's bringing in a new substance to that pacifier. Whether you trust or don't trust that company to use verified, clean materials for your baby that's likely to put that whole thing in its mouth, that's a matter to understand. Or a baby can be woken up to this bright thing in its face versus you stumbling in the middle of the night and that pacifier falls under the bed and you need to find it, and the glow in the dark is your beacon of hope. Another, finger insert pacifiers. Unfortunately, they've become like a finger death trap. Cute to feel like you're bonding with your child, but either yours or your baby's finger can get stuck inside. Side note, for all those extra sanitation box, that may not be your preferred method of choice, but when you understand how packaging works and all these pacifiers that are direct to plastic on a cardboard in a warehouse with rats and cockroaches running about, it's nice to know that they are in this second barrier of a sterilization box, even if you're not going to use it. Next decision point is cost. We got 3 tiers. You got your budget, your mid-tier, and luxury. These pricing brackets will only be important for the following reason. You will lose the pacifier. That's your information. That's your insight. That's the impact. You will lose it. So just go in with knowing how willing are you to commit and spend to a pacifier that your child may be attached to. An extra impact matter here is to not buy the dupe. Please do not buy the dupe. There are so many brands out there that you want to hold them accountable, make sure that they are doing their job and their business right to their customers to give you a right clean pacifier and someone you can complain to. Next decision point, availability. This is for you to understand that some of these pacifiers are online only, some degree of a few stores, or to the extent of being available everywhere. I'm talking about your Walmart, your Walgreens, your CVS, your Amazon next day, your Targets. The insight here is that the higher the quality, the innovation, and design may only come through online only because these are new companies, startups. They haven't gotten in to your big box retailers. The impact here is, again, you will lose the pacifier. How much you want to stress over finding that pacifier makes a big difference in your sane life. Finally, your lifestyle. And by example, we're going to go with maintenance. Do you want the sterilized versus dishwasher safe? Because the information here is that not all of them are dishwasher safe. Insightfully, you could understand with the higher design and innovative features of pacifier, they could only be cleaned through sterilization process only and not thrown in a dishwasher. How does this affect your life? Well, if you're very busy, you don't want to think too much about the delicacy of cleaning a pacifier and you rather spend that energy and time on your baby, you may want to look out for that dishwasher safe. Now, if you come away with learning anything here, is that it can be simplified and now you understand why you're making the choice you're making. And bonus, I have already gathered over 40 brands, 80 variations, putting all these decision points into one document, one guide as a directory serve all with pacifiers. Go grab it, download it, rewatch this video, use that guide to help you tick off what fits you and what doesn't. And now you know the best solution. One by one, we are crushing every baby item on a registry to formula dust. Join me because you deserve more than a shallow list and hollow advice. No bias, no influencer backend deals. This is truth, clarity, context. Next up in the breakdown series, high chairs. See you soon.